This video, we're going to talk about ConfigAI, which are a few advanced features with Wisdom AI. So I'm in my Wisdom AI configuration page here. And as a reminder from the last video, we're going to go to the main menu, down to Manage Setup, way to the bottom, head to Wisdom Configuration. From there, go over to the side menu, and these two little gear icons that we're going to play in this video. The first is Clause Extract Summary. This tool will just summarize how often all of these clauses are used in all the documents you upload through Wisdom AI. And this is organized by table. So here it is in contract details, for example. I can see amendments used 90% of the time, arbitration 1.74, assignment 77.05, right? Just how often these clauses are used across your contracts. Of course, mine are a little skewed as I upload pretty much the same documents all the time in my training demo system, but still, this is a nice feature if you're interested to see how often your clauses are used in contracts you upload to the system. Now let's clause extract summary. Next is clause extract similarity. As well, as the name implies, compare how similar clauses are that are used in your system. So first I'll choose the area of my system I wish to use. We'll go with contract details here. Choose a taxonomy. In my system, I just have common clauses, and you likely will as well. And then the category of clause I want to compare. And then they're compared using three different measurements: the cosine similarity, Jaccard index, and Euclidean distance. There's a key at the bottom to tell you which color is which. You can certainly click these if you want to read more information about exactly how each measurement is calculated. Of course, one up top is exactly similar, and zero at the bottom is completely dissimilar. So if you're interested to see how similar clauses are if you've uploaded to the system, you could use the clause extract similarity. Finally, we have field recommendations, and this might be my favorite of the three. If you watch the Wisdom AI overview video, you saw that Wisdom is able to extract clauses into fields. So for example, if it finds an amendment clause, it could take that amendment clause and pull all of the amendment language into a field for record keeping and reporting. In the past, prior to adding this feature to the system, we had to manually add that algorithm, create an amendment field, and then add an algorithm to the amendment field to tell it how to extract. With this feature, it will essentially say, it will give me a frequency of how often these certain clauses are used, and then suggest that I want to add a field to the system to capture that information. Right, so it's saying, hey, assignment clause is used in 77% of the contracts. You might want to consider adding a clause to capture that data. Right, so it'll suggest a field, and you can add a field, and then even better yet, it will automatically add an algorithm to the field to have it extract the data from the contract. So let's click Add Field to walk through a quick example of this. First, it'll be kind of adding the field. So I'm going to choose the area of the system to which I want to add the field. It will default to contracts. Choose the name of the field. I'll call it like assignment clause, maybe. And I can add a field group if I want to. So maybe I have all of my fields extracted into like a clause field group. Or maybe it just goes up to the top under details. I'll just leave it under details, but that's how this could theoretically work. I'll click Next. Make sure I want to add this to the base plan. I only have one contract details plan in my system, but if I had like an MSA contract plan and a consulting agreement contract plan, I could choose those and add the algorithm to those categories as well. But let's just leave it on the base and click Next. Next, we have an extra population feature, and here's how this works. First, all Wisdom extraction will work for documents going forward. So once you set up the algorithms, any documents you upload going forward can have the data extracted. But this population features a one-time data population that can look at all of the existing records in your system, perform extractions, and populate the field. Right, so work for all of the existing contracts in the system to scan through, and in this case, see if any of those contracts contain an assignment clause. It doesn't necessarily work for every file or contract in the system. And also, there's a disclaimer here. It's highly recommended to review the data and any of the extractions performed by a qualified member of your staff or organization. CobbleStone does not guarantee the accuracy of the data, and it's not liable for inaccuracies contained within the data. So just double check it, do your due diligence. Again, CobbleStone isn't a professional or anything like that, didn't go to college. It's just running some algorithms the best it can. So always have someone just double check its results. And here I could choose if I wanted to populate or not populate. If I choose to populate, I can click next. And then choose how I want, like which clause I wanted to basically fill in all of the other contracts with. Highest probability from the most recent file, highest probability or the newest file. I usually just defer to the topmost option, but you can read more about them here if you'd like to. Then I click next. Here's all the details about the field I'm about to create, and then I'd click save. That adds the field to my system and automatically adds an algorithm to that field to tell it how to extract. Right, and there's the field right here. Right. Now, that being said, this just adds the field to the system. It doesn't actually assign the field to any of your contract types. Right, so if I go to my main menu, down to manage setup, my field manager, if I go to manage fields, I will find the field. But then I need to still go to manage assign fields by type and assign that field to a certain contract type if I want to use it. And here it is over on the right-hand side. We have my assignment clause, the clause we just added. If I want to add that to my contract, I'd click add. Now it is added to my consulting agreement contract type, and it can start extracting data through Vistum. And that's that. Those are three features, three ConfigAI features in CobbleStone Contract Insight.